Thanks for subscribing, scrubs. Anyway, enough with the ear rape. So today I'd like to tell you about one of the more unusual days of my life. And this happened yesterday, just so you know. So I don't want to talk about the beginning, but right now, is this mic's not good? Okay, so this all happens when me and Sparky Doge go to the movies. If you don't know who Sparky Doge is, he's a very good friend of mine. He's my cousin, so we hang out a lot, and we go to the movies to see Incredibles 2, great movie. My mom buys us the tickets, she drops us off. Now keep in mind I'm in New York right now, okay? So, we get a kids meal with the movies, and this is like a small movie theater, and it's not like a big business like AMC or anything, but we get like a whole kids meal. So we get one candy, one drink, and one small popcorn. You see, I was content with that. We ended up going into the wrong movie theater to see the wrong movie, so we ended up going back to see the Incredibles 2, right? And it's a good thing we caught it early enough, though. Okay, so we catch it early enough. While me and Sparky Doge go into the movies, we start eating. And I say, "Hey Sparky, how about I go outside, I go get us one large popcorn that we could share?" He's like, "Sure, okay." And this is partially my fault. I get $50 for graduating and all, but when I go to pay for the money, and me, fat boy, I got some Skittles. There's only one guy outside, and he is, oh my god, he's raging. So he's like doing an Uber Eats because he can't leave while he's on duty, right? So he's doing an Uber Eats. Now, this Uber Eats, this guy's getting pissed off. Like an Uber Eats or one of them, he's like, "Okay, I want white rice with ribs, but I want barbecue sauce on the top of my ribs," right? He says he wants barbecue tops on the tops of his ribs, the tip of his ribs. And the lady's like, "Excuse me?" on the phone, and he's like, "White rice with barbecue sauce on the tips." And I didn't get to hear, but I'm guessing she said, "We can't provide that." He's like, "Oh my god, I'm not dealing with this stuff today." He's like, "White rice on the tips of the ribs." And he's yelling right now, right? And like, he's angry. Like, I bet you people in the theater all the way down there, all the way down at like the farthest from the like reception could hear him, right? So I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, you might say I'm a horrible person. I said this would make a good video. I just go like, you know what? I'm gonna tell a story about this tomorrow, okay? So when he's off the phone, no, a person comes in to deal with another person coming in to buy tickets, right? And they come in and they hear him too, and they look at me, and the lady just says, "Hi, sweetie." I'm like, "Hi, yeah." And then everyone starts hearing him at this point. And he's like, "Okay, you don't have to put barbecue on the tip of the ribs. You could just put them, on the plate." And she's like, "Okay, sweetie." He's like, "Good." No, he didn't say good. He said, "Fuck. Good. Jesus Christ." He ends and he says, "I need to learn how to speak Chinese. Maybe then they'll treat me better, right?" And keep in mind, this guy is like a very big guy, and he's black, so I'm scared of him. I know that might be weird and racist to say, but you see, I'm a scrawny little black kid. He's a big black guy, fully developed like muscles. All right, and then this guy tried to kill me. We're asking how. So we all know heart disease and how sweets isn't good for you. I say, "Can I get butter in my popcorn?" He's like, "I got you, man." He drowns that thing with butter. You can even ask Sparky Doge. When we got home, after we leave, I'm just like, damn, what was going on with this guy? After we leave, we need a napkin for like the popcorn, cause he jammed the butter thing. Like, oh my god, this lady won't understand me. This and that, and I'm not happy, and I'm angry. And he's just spamming the thing, pushing it down as hard as he can. And then, when we get home, my grandma takes the butter. She takes the butter, puts it under the plate, puts it under this plate, and the butter turns into a lake where this popcorn thing is sort of like floating on the butter. The butter, and keep in mind, this is a paper plate, and if you guys use paper plates, you know what they're like. The butter and the popcorn is just like floating on it. I'm literally like, so this guy really wanted to kill me. That was going through my mind at the time, alright? So, when you go to the movies, the lesson here is, when you go to the movies, don't let the people drown you with butter, and if they're having a bad day, or if they're angry, go back to the movie theater, give them a good 2 minutes to cool off, and, then you go back, okay? So, that's the story. But an even more weird thing happened when I got home from the movies. So me and Sparky Doge decide to go to the park across the street from my grandma's house, right? And going across the street isn't that bad, because like when I say it's across the street, I mean like it's literally across the street. You'd get out, you'd walk down, you'd turn, because there's the road, you turn on the crosswalk, you go, and then there's the park, right? Once we go there, there's a kid there, and there's a bunch of people there, and I'm like, you know what, Sparky, this is our time to make friends with freaking 6-year-olds. And if you saw my 6-year-old thugs video, you know, I was on the lookout for these kids, right? So, while I'm on the lookout for these kids, I meet this other kid. And this other kid seems like a good kid, but seems like he gets too attached. So, I'm swinging, and me and Sparky Dojo swing on the swings, and he's like, I want to go on the swings. I hear him whispering. I'm like, you want to go on the swings, buddy? He's like, yeah. I go like, Sparky Dojo, get off. Because I'm a bad person, right? I tell him to get off. So, immediately, he just looks at me like, okay. So, from there, Sparky Dojo gets off, right? And he starts swinging. He's like, can you push me? I was like, yeah, I got you, man. I'll push you. But every time I start pushing him, he says, harder, harder, harder. And you see, because of the 6-year-olds, I'm already thinking, does this kid go to the same school? And did these kids, like the kids from my last video about in Long Island, did they tell this kid who I'm pushing? And then, you see, I'm guessing his parents look at me, and I see his dad stare at me like, if you touch my son, you little pedophile, I will kill you, right? That's what I see his dad like. So I'm already like, you know what? Should I continue pushing him? And then I say, okay, that's enough. But before I say that's enough, this kid's like, higher. I want to go say hi to my daddy. I'm like, okay, I give him one good push, and he goes like, hi, daddy. And his dad's like, hi. And then I tell Sparky Doge, I need to get the hell out of here. So Sparky Doge starts talking to the kid, right? I run and go, and keep in mind, there's like bushes in the shape of a triangle. So I go hide behind those bushes so no one could see me, right? Sparky Doge comes back, and then, once we get home, I'm just like, okay, now is like the Domino's place is like a Domino's person gonna show up now? Cause literally that was my mindset. Like, is anyone else gonna show up to make this day much more weird than it already is. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe and comment. I'm making much more life stories, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. Peace.
Securing C.